Ryan Garcia finally got the big breaking news about him getting suspended for a year for those PEDs he was using against Devin Haney. They found Osterin in his system a couple weeks after that April 20th fight, after Ryan put that beating on Devin. So with that breaking news, now that he's completely suspended from boxing for a year, I'm gonna start out with a first question. I guess we'll start out with this: did they make the right decision? King Koopa.
Well, I gotta go first.
You're the Devin Haney Superman in here.
All right,
You start. You the
Devin
star.
Haney guy, man.
here we go.
Only right.
The right decision. So this is my thing. Osterine is pretty hard to come by happenstance. So I know the argument is there wasn't a lot in his system to be able to be useful against Devin, but he still couldn't explain how it got into his system. The supplements were tested. You had the statement come from the company that supplied the supplements that denied contamination. And he popped hot under VADA, and he popped hot under the New York Athletic Commission's test that they gave him. I think it was the right decision. I mean, I think a lot of people look at it and they say a year and a fine and him giving us some of his purses a slap on the wrist, but I think it's appropriate. You're just going to have to see the fallout later. I'm not upset at the decision. It was a bit surprising that they came out with the fines and Ryan has to reapply for his boxing license next year, 2025, April 20th. But he couldn't explain how it got there, and it's a zero tolerance substance. So I think it was the right decision.
And Ryan had to accept the terms, man. So it wasn't like Ryan said, "No, that's not. I'm not accepting it," and they still gave it to him. Ryan had to accept the terms, and I think they even fined him $1 million, 1.1 mil.
Mhm.
They gave him the state fine for 10,000, and then they had him give up some of his guaranteed purse to Oscar De La Hoya and potentially Devin.
Yeah. So I think if it, I just want to clear up the whole if 0.0001 of a gram thing. Like, what's up with that? Nobody ever cleared that up. Why there was such little amount in his system. So let me ask you one question more before I move on, Koopa. If he didn't have the PEDs, do you think the fight was different? Do you think Devin would have won? Or do you think the rematch is different without the PEDs?
Devin lost that fight off of technical flaws. I don't think, it's not like Ryan hit Devin and he went a wooga, across the ring, bro. It's like Devin threw a jab, he dropped his right hand, Ryan came with the left hook, and then he floored Devin. And he did that multiple times, and Devin never adjusted to what happened in that fight. So ultimately, I don't think the PEDs won the fight with Ryan. I think it was Derek James and Ryan's game plan that won. It's just that this whole PED situation, it muddies the water and it takes away a credible win. I think with the respect of a lot of boxing fans.
Yeah. And Johnny, if you don't mind just muting your mic whenever you're not talking, just for the sounds of the streets.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Thanks, buddy.
Sounds of the
streets. The honking and
super loud. Sorry, I got motorcycles, everything.
Nah, you're good, man. And I'll let you know, whenever you talk, just unmute yourself whenever you feel like talking.
Okay. All right.
So, I respect your opinion. I just think, honestly, I mean, a whole year and taking that fine without enough strong evidence, in my opinion, but that it was actually, a real decision, a deciding factor of winning that fight. I don't really think it had anything to do with it. But Frank, I get it. It's rules. If you break a rule, there has to be repercussions, right? So,
but Frank, it's like Conor Ben in the eggs. Like that situation still isn't even handled in the UK. But Conor Ben tests positive for this substance that pregnant women use, and it's like, I get it. It probably didn't help him in any fights, but it's also like, bro, how did it get in your system? Like, that's where you can't clear it up and you have no concrete explanation. So it's like, we have to give you something unless you come with something to plead your case. And Ryan couldn't. It was debunked. His supplements were tested, and then the statement that came from the company. So it's like, what do you want the athletic commission to do at that point.
No, and I understand. And somebody left a comment. AC on YouTube said Devin's stock dropped. He's gonna be underpaid unless he gets big wins like Boots at 147. So I think all that, Devin Haney was on a hot streak. He was going up in fame. This win was gonna be his breakout win against Ryan, where he became a superstar. Because he got 50K against Prograis, and then the fight before 150K against Lomachenko. This was going to be his big breakout win, and he gets that hit. So I don't think.
Can I touch on that real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I'll shut up after this. So another thing that happened this week, and I know we don't talk a lot of business of the sport. We mainly talk about fights a lot, which is more entertaining, like a lot to you. But one thing I saw from Devin, and this kind of makes me change my opinion of him in my mind, is that Sandor Martin purse bid. We saw Devin's comments. We saw Eddie's comments regarding the purse bid because Bob Arum and Top Rank are the only ones that bid. And Devin's comments towards the Zone and Eddie, I really didn't like because Devin Haney Promotions is an actual company. If Devin wanted to, he could have put his money up to bid for that fight, could have shopped it around, possibly even gotten more money for the fight than he would have had initially. And Eddie Hearn brought up some really good comments where he said the Zone and him didn't want to take, the financial liability for the fight, but Devin didn't either. And he's trying to make it the Zone and Eddie's responsibility. And you got the money and your own promotion. You got your own promotion company. So I thought it was a little bit weird on Devin's part for him to make those comments, and he's supposed to be, the free agent and the boss. But it kind of shows.
That's why he said I should have bid myself. He tweeted that, I think. He said I should have bid myself.
He knew that. He's been parading around as a promoter, free agent for a while now. So
it's easy to say that now.
It was just really weird for me as a Devin Haney fan because I was like, all right, bro, like you wasn't making. I don't really know what to think. I just think it was weird.
All right, well, I don't want to make this. Yeah, I don't want to make